Residential Market Analysis and Highest and Best Use. Chapter 3, Using the Market Analysis. Page 12, Estimating Functional Obsolescence. We have previously mentioned that the lack of air conditioning could represent a functional inadequacy in some market areas. A house was constructed several years ago without air conditioning. At that time, air conditioning was not deemed to be an essential element of the improvements. Today, it is said to be a requirement and part of those amenities that are important in a residential property. If the air conditioning has been installed as part of the original construction, there would be no functional obsolescence at the present time. The cost to install the new air conditioning at the time of construction would have been $4,000. The cost to install the air conditioning now is $7,000. By subtracting the cost to install the air conditioning at the time of construction, $4,000, from the cost to install the air conditioning now and eliminate the functional obsolescence, $7,000, a dollar figure is derived for the functional obsolescence of $3,000. $7,000 cost to install air conditioning now, minus $4,000 less cost to install at time of construction, equals $3,000 amount of functional obsolescence. If the property's value will increase by more than $7,000 because of the installation of the air conditioning, then the functional obsolescence is said to be curable. If the property value will only increase $5,000 because of the installation of the air conditioning, then the functional obsolescence would be labeled as incurable. The owner may still want to install the air conditioning, but the full cost of installation will not be returned in the form of increased value as determined by the marketplace. Measuring gross living area, GLA. There is no measuring system that will satisfy every type and style of residential construction. The American National Standards Institute, ANSI, has initiated a standardized system for measuring residential properties. ANSI Standard Z-765-2013 is the most recently revised information source for the measurement procedures. This standard provides an element of consistency throughout the appraisal profession in the calculation of gross living areas for single-unit residential properties. Using the ANSI standard, the appraiser will realize that the procedure is not unique and there is no radical departure from the normal measurement methods employed for single-unit residential properties. ANSI has attempted to consolidate the measurement process into a set of guidelines for the many different entities that use finished square footage as a measurement of value. A sampling of the requirements is shown below. Exterior measurements are taken at floor level. The structure's finished areas above grade are included in the GLA. Any part of the structure that is below grade is not included in the GLA figure. Stairs are counted as part of the living area from which they descend. If there is an entry area and there is no flooring at the second story level, that space without a floor must be subtracted from the second story living area. The finished floor area measures 30.5 feet by 45.6 feet and equates to 1,398.8 square feet of living area. The second floor finished area is the same as the first floor, except for the entry foyer, that is 20 feet to the ceiling. The entry foyer area without a floor is 20 feet by 20 feet, or 400 square feet. GLA is calculated as follows. 1,390.8 is the first floor area. 1,390.8 second floor area minus 400 less second floor entry foyer area, or open to above, equals 2,381.6 rounded to 2,382 rounded to the nearest square foot of GLA. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, and VA all agree in principle with the ANSI standards. These agencies realize that some types of residential construction may not be representative of ANSI's rules of measurement and the public's perception of living areas. As has been already stated, it is recognized that one system of the measurement will not satisfy all of the different types and styles of single-unit housing. The agencies mentioned above have issued exemptions for the perceptions of living area in different markets. Basically, if the market recognizes additional finished areas below grade as living areas, then the appraiser may include those areas in the gross living area calculation for the dwelling. However, the appraiser must explain and justify this departure from the typical measurement standards. The main issue for these exemptions is consistency with the market perceptions. The value of these additional living areas will ultimately be determined by the appraiser's analysis of the market area. It is important that the appraiser's calculation of the GLA be consistent with the measurements of the comparable sales used in the market analysis. Into page 53%.